Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Pillah Sports, people. Welcome back to Pillah Sports. How you're feeling? How you're doing? And how are you rocking today, man? How are you rocking today? Um, what a disappointment! What a bloody disappointment! What a disappointment! I'm telling you, what a disappointment today. Manchester United lose to Manchester City 3-1 at the Etihad in a game that the game plan worked relatively well. For the most part of the game plan worked, and things went awry with the brilliance of Phil Foden. And I say brilliance because of what the way the game was going. Everything sat in front of Manchester United's defense. Everything sat in front of the low block or the mid block that Manchester United and Erik ten Hag had designed. And so when I say that it was brilliance from Phil Foden, it was no short of that. He made the ball himself. He checked the ball to the left hand side, which if it was a more, or if we had kind of a more experienced left back, because Lindelof is not a left back, that is not a position that you let Phil Foden go into. Because you know Phil Foden has a left foot for days. Now, I never knew that Phil Foden has that amount of power in the back of his foot, or him shooting the ball that hard. I've never seen him do that. But kudos to him. He absolutely took the game over, and he is becoming a superstar. That's the key word right there. He is becoming a superstar. He is becoming a superstar. Phil Foden, I'm gonna be honest, he should actually play center forward. He's too small. That is what I think. He's a little too small to play center forward, but he's also really creative in his ways in terms of how his ability. So I think you will be losing a lot of opportunities when you keep Phil Foden as the left as a center forward. So I think the way they use him right now is brilliant. The way they use him right now is absolutely brilliant, in my opinion, and good thing that he's the star that he is. Pep has cultivated his talent so well that it is honestly remarkable to see. This is how you train. This is how you absolutely bring a talent from the academy. He has done a really good job. Thank you for following, man. I appreciate that. He has done a really good job. But let's go into the game. So City 3, Manchester United 1. It was a sad game. It was a sad day. It was a problematic situation, but it was also a game that, for the most part, I saw as competitive, because each team had its own tactic, and whether the tactic was free flowing or the tactic was park the bus, it was a tactics that were intentionally placed, and to me, kind of worked in that situation. Of course, we know two goals from Phil Foden. He dropped a brace, which was amazing. But which was amazing, and then you have Haaland bringing his own goal from his own end, with Marcus Rashford giving us the banger that he gave us. It was truly amazing. What just to watch that goal go in. It was something else. Um, but I'm gonna go into Marcus Rashford first. If you tell me that anytime Marcus Rashford gives an interview, he's going to give you a goal of that magnitude, my man, create a podcast. My man, create a podcast, because if you tell me that this is what you can do, or this is the confidence that you can get when people are doubting you and when you have given yourself an interview, my man, create a podcast because we want to see your face every day before the game. We want to see your face every day before the game. Guys, make sure you guys are liking and make sure you guys are sharing this live. It does wonders for us, man. It does wonders for us. It's will truly be appreciated. Um, I'm going to go into Arsenal. Just give me 1 second, Des. But yeah, that's the thing about Marcus Rashford. His goal. First, I have to give credit to where credit is due. I know Andre Onana has started the season or started his Manchester United career in such a bad form, getting us knocked out of the Champions League, making a lot of mistakes. But you can see that Andre Onana is settling in. His passes from his own 18-yard box, from his post, all the way to Bruno Fernandes with the settle, with the experience to know that I don't need to go with the ball. I can sit, get this ball, and actually set it up for someone else. And that was perfect, pitch perfect. Honestly, pitch perfect. And I'm happy that that worked out that way. Of course, Manchester United lose to Man City 3-1. And I will give you guys a little bit of the details. But let me answer there's this question. You said my Arsenal opinion. I think Arsenal are playing. In fact, they are the most informed team right now in the Premier League. I know that Liverpool is at the top of the league and Manchester City, if I'm not mistaken, is second. But Arsenal, I think this is the opportunity that they have been waiting for. This is the opportunity that they have been waiting for because Liverpool got a goal out of the 90 minute against Nottingham Forest. Liverpool are facing a tumultuous train of injuries. Manchester City, even though with everyone back, Manchester City looks like they are not firing on all cylinders. And Arsenal are literally unstoppable at this point. They are honestly unstoppable at this point. And it hurts me to say because oh, do I not love them so much? I don't want to say do I hate Arsenal because my older brother is an Arsenal fan, but like it is infuriating to see how good those people have become. Arsenal have become as a team, and to I will give all the credit to Arteta. Des says, could they win the league? Absolutely, absolutely. Now these are the key things though that I would say for them to win the league. I think they have a team that is a young team. They have a team that is a young team that has the ability to, they have the energy to kind of fight through everything and win the league. But I also think that because they are young, they are susceptible to kind of getting ahead of what the time is. You know, this kind of thing where they say, let your feet stay planted on the ground, stay planted. If not, you kind of lose your trend of thought. That's what happened to them last season. They got so excited that they were on top of the league for this long and they slipped up. This season, it feels like Arteta has put them on the ground. He has given them an anchor, which is honestly amazing to watch. And so they have the opportunity to win it this season. Now, do I want them to win it? Absolutely. Am I happy that they might win it? Absolutely not. But I prefer Arsenal to win it um, instead of instead of Liverpool and Manchester City. Eladi says Timber Partey. Hmm. Well, he says read my comments, bro. Whoa, I was getting to it, my man. I was getting to it. I needed to finish my train of thought. Um, Timber and Partey coming into this team, they are already unstoppable with the defense, the makeshift defense. With the defense that they have right now with Zinchenko, Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes. I think who's the other person? And all right, man. And White. They are already unstoppable. You get me? And then you bring in Urian Timber and Thomas Partey, that I personally believe is better than Declan Rice. It is crazy. It is absolutely crazy to see. It is absolutely crazy because the good thing about, or the thing that is so fearful about it is, if Thomas Partey comes into this team, they can have. No, he has been class. He has been class. Soccer Gamer says, "What a match we watched." I know it was cold. Definitely a good match. There says Rice has been class this year. No, absolutely. The way Rice has played this year, he he might be the deciding factor in Arsenal winning the league this year. But like I said, when it comes to the holistic nature of a midfielder, I think there's nothing like Partey. Do you get me? I think there's really nothing like Partey. He's strong. Okay. The only person that Partey reminds me of is Yaya Toure. It's Yaya Toure. Now Partey he doesn't have the ability to score a mean free kick or drive the team so forward, but Partey has everything else. Soccer Gamer says, let me just read this a little bit before we go on. Could Liverpool win the Premier League title? They look unstoppable. No, I don't think Liverpool looks unstoppable. I think Liverpool has the ability to be good. I think they have the ability to be good, and I think they are fighting tooth and nail to give Johan Klopp his one last hurrah. But I think they're out to be gotten. What's up, Brianna? How you doing? I'm just kind of taking my time to make sure I get everyone. Brianna, I hope you're doing well. What's happening? Yusuf, you say who you got winning the Champions League? That's a tough one. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Um, I think that game is such a Madrid competition. It's such a Madrid competition that I just don't put it against. They have the DNA for it. It's like putting Sevilla in the Europa League. They have a DNA for it. And I say, thanks, brother. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Des goes on to say that's a solid comparison. Yeah, absolutely. Thomas Partey and Yaya Toure, it's too good. It's too good. Um, LAD says Liverpool lucky duck. No, absolutely. They were lucky last game against Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest had a perfect tactics set against Liverpool, and they did a really good job. Soccer Gamer says Arsenal is going to easily win tomorrow. Well, who is Arsenal playing tomorrow? I forgot it. But yeah, I rate Arsenal to kind of win. They have to keep up with the pace, though. They have to keep up with the pace. Des says, will Onana ever pan out at United? He is already panning out, man. He is already panning out. Today I was doing defensive analysis for the game, and Andre Onana himself had 5 saves. When it comes to saving percentage in the Premier League, I think he's second to none in the Premier League right now when it comes to stats. And of course, we know they have scored a lot of goals in his net, but that's because we are averaging over 120 shots per 5 games. That is just ludicrous. That is just ludicrous. You understand? So that's the problem. It's not Onana. It's not him not being a good goalkeeper. He is a good keeper. He is a good goalkeeper. He's just having a lot of problems with his defense and the whole team not defending in front of him, that it becomes a whole lot of problems. Soccer Gamer says, what a wonder goal from Rashford. I just, like, the first thing I said coming into this live right now was Rashford, get a podcast. If it means that every time you sit in front of a TV or a camera, you give that kind of scoring performance, I'm fine with you getting a podcast. BG says City will win. Watch out for my boys Villa next season. Oh, so he's a Villa fan. That's the thing. I don't think you guys are even going to be able to keep your coach next season because of a lot of teams need coaches, and Emery might be teams might come knocking at Emery's door. So be careful what you wish for. And of course, you have FFP problems going to happen next season, so you have to sell a lot of players. So players like Douglas Luiz probably would leave. Maybe Ramsey would leave, so you never know, man. Um, okay, so Soccer's Gamer said Arsenal is playing Sheffield United. Oh, that's a dub. That's straight up a dub. No disrespect to Sheffield United, but Arsenal are just firing on all cylinders right now. When Rashford scored, I thought we were going to win. I thought so too. I even made a video. I was in church. I literally excused myself from church to make a video about Arsenal, about Marcus Rashford, because I had one headphone in and I had my phone on my tie while I was in church. I know I shouldn't be doing that, but I just had to say it. Oh Jesus, my God, your name, oh my God. That's someone's name, guys. My bad. That's someone's name. Thanks for following, man. I appreciate that. Aston Villa is looking dangerous. They are looking dangerous, man. They are looking dangerous. They are a good side. They are a good, well coached team. It's ludicrous to watch, and that's the coach that Arsenal didn't want. Well, the truth about it is that he has always been a better coach in smaller positions, in smaller teams, so where he can control every single thing of the team. So Aston Villa, Des, thank you for following, man. I appreciate that. Des says, "Where are you from?" Um, where are you from? I'm from everywhere. I'm from everywhere. Could you guess, man? Could you guess? I want you guys to guess, because it has always been that kind of thing. Axel says, I like those 69's birthday was today. Oh man. Well, if he is truly, because it's still perplexing to me. Guys, you guys make sure you guys drop RIP for one of the OGs of our life. I think he passed away about 2 months ago. So make sure you guys drop RIP for him. And what's up, T.O.? T.O. back in the building, man. Thank you guys for joining. Where does Mbappe go this summer? Oh, it's clear. He's going to Real Madrid. It's not even a joke. It's not even a discussion. It's not a discussion at all. Well, let me go. Let me give a little bit more of the analysis of kind of the stats of what Manchester United versus Manchester City was today. It just shows you the dominance or how far Manchester United have dropped. It shows you how far we have dropped, and it shows you how much we need to kind of get done this season. We are looking at 27 shots to Manchester City to 3. So it continues the trend about how much shots we get in a game. 8 shots on target. Manchester United got 1 shot on target. Manchester United had 1 shot on target, and that is the shot that scored the goal. This is the one that blew my mind. 73% possession to 27% possession to Manchester United. You had 801 passes to Manchester United's 305. You have the passing accuracy 91% to Manchester United's 78%. It's just crazy. You had Manchester City 5 fouls to Manchester United's 10. Yellow card, it was nil. Manchester United had 1 yellow card. Of course, there were no red cards in the game, but you have 1 offside to United, 0 to City. And you have for corners, you have 12 corners and 2 for Manchester United. It just shows so much dominance offensively. It showed so much dominance offensively for Manchester City. that it hurts to even think about. It hurts to think about. Now you go into the last head to head that we have had as a team in terms of the Manchester United Manchester Derby. Manchester City has defeated us 4 times, and we have defeated them once. We have not been able to get a draw in five games. We have not been able to win more than a game. And the game that we won was the Marcus Rashford run-in or whatever. So it's like it doesn't sit well with me whatsoever. It doesn't sit well with me at all. And then if you want to go into defensive stats, you're looking at Manchester City tackles 1-3. In 60% of the time, they always win it. Tackles won for Manchester United 12. So the defense was actually doing its job. Keeper saves 5 for Andre Onana. 0 for Manchester 0 for Henderson. So Henderson wasn't troubled at all. He wasn't bugged at all. Clearances is 4 for Henderson and 41 for Manchester United. 41 for Manchester United. That is just, you were such in trouble. You were sat back so much. You were under so much pressure that you had 41 clearances. 41 clearances. That is not the way things are done. That is not Manchester United. It's just not. And we have to figure it out. So with the interceptions, Manchester City had 9 interceptions, with United have 10 interceptions. That is it's understandable. It is understandable. But then you look at the blocks. City had 0 blocks, and United had 11 blocks. That is to tell you, City were peppering our defense so much that if our defense wasn't switched on today, it could have been a 9-1 whooping. It could have been an 8, a 7, a 6, a 5. That's how bad we played today. And I understand that Erik ten Hag coming into the game set up Manchester United to break on the counter. Every team that is understood, except you are Liverpool or except you are Brighton. When Manchester City is playing, you are absolutely sitting back. That's the scary thing. That's the scary thing about it. Let me just answer some questions more. It says, Neji, welcome. Neji says, you're yapping, bro. Watch the best team in Europe play tomorrow. Of course he's talking about Arsenal. Of course he's an Arsenal fan. Of course he's going to be knocked out of the Champions League this weekend. Like, you guys talk the most shit. You guys talk the most stuff. And like, I know Arsenal is going to win the Sheffield United. I know that. In fact, I'm rooting for Arsenal to win. But fans like you, come on now. You just come into the chat and you say I'm yapping, bro. You just come into the fan and you say I'm yapping. I'm just trying to give you guys a sense of kind of how I saw the game in terms of a review for Manchester United versus Manchester City. Tomorrow, after Arsenal play their game, I'm also going to come on here and talk about Arsenal's game. It's as simple as that. That's what we're here for. But thanks for the comment, man. Make sure you follow. Make sure you like too. And if you want to have a conversation, like let's always have a conversation, because that's what this platform is here for. It's open for every single person to come and voice out what they have to say about whatever team they support, and we go from there. So yeah, so that's the thing about Manchester United. This shows that Sir Jim Ratcliffe has so much work to do. Dave Bransford had so much work to do. John Claude Blanc, um, Ashwood, whatever his name is, Eric Ten Hag, they all have work to do. They all have work to do because this team that played for us, 50% of them cannot be playing for Manchester United next season. They just can't. It will be unacceptable to see 50% of the players that started, or 50% of this team, play for us tomorrow and play for us next season. I have written off this season with the caveat that we get the FA Cup. With the caveat that we get the FA Cup. If we can get the FA Cup, this season could be salvaged. And looking at next season, I'm already ready to write it off. Because with what I have in mind, if I was the general manager and the CEO of Manchester United, I'm looking at next season as a season where half of the team are going to be new players. And so it's going to be a transitional moment where this team is getting to know how this team plays. These players play. So I'm looking at next season and I'm like, I might have to write off next season too. With the idea that if we can get local trophies, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, I'm fine with that season. But then when you come into the coming season, the 30th year of Sir Jim Ratcliffe's ownership, I want to see everything clicking. I want to see everything clicking. From the goalkeeper to the ball boy picking the ball out of the net of the opponent. I want to see everything clicking. Neji says they need to sell the whole centre-back position. My brother, there's only one person right now that I am keeping in the centre-back position, and that is Lisandro Martinez. He is the only person that I am keeping in this centre-back locker room. Now, why do you ask me that? Johnny Evans, thank you for your service. You have served the club twice. And the funny thing is, Johnny Evans this season has been arguably the most impactful defender. He does his job. We don't get battered when he plays. He's usually available. But he's 36 years of age. Dude is coming close to retirement. And he's playing for Manchester United. Zilias, welcome, man. He's playing for Manchester United. That's the problem that I'm talking about. And then when we go to the other centre backs, Harry Maguire, too slow, too predictable. Yes, I give him kudos for him coming back into the season and actually being able to fight for his place. Unlike some people we know. But if we want to play high tempo football, if we want to play with our defense closing down the opponent in their box, we cannot have Harry Maguire as our centre back. And then I go to Rafael Varane. one of my favorite centre backs of this generation. Varane's knees are gone. Varane's knees, they are gone, man. Varane's knees feel like LeBron's hairline. It feels like White of the Celtics hairline. It's just gone. And yes, I know he could do a lot more and he can play, but we need to cash in. We need to cash in as soon as possible. Des says, is Manchester United going to fire Erik ten Hag? I think they shouldn't fire him. I don't think that it is the right thing to do. I don't think so. I think give him one more year with the structure that you're creating and some new players and say, hey, fight for your audition. This is your audition to remain the coach of Manchester United. And you do not get so many chances. This is your last chance, so fight for it. So that's what I would do for Erik ten Hag. Because I feel like we haven't seen the best of Erik ten Hag. We haven't. Neji says Antonio Silva and Simican perfect fit at United. Bro, I will bite your hands off. You tell me you're going to give me Antonio Silva and Simican, I will bite your hands off. In fact, just to give you guys my wish or what I would pray for if it would come true, I would say Antonio Silva and John Claire Todibo, or Antonio Silva and the Sporting Lisbon defender that I've forgotten his name right now. That will be my perfect centre back pairing right now, or that I would need to buy in the summer. Zelia says, I think the fans are too reactionary and they forgot that we got injured player Even Klopp. No, absolutely. But like, one thing with United fans is we know that you were injured. We need to see fight. We need to see, like, when I started watching United, Manchester City was a team that I know that was in the Premier League, but I never knew that they were rivals. I never even thought that they were in the same city. You understand? The only thing that I knew that was tied to the name was Manchester. But if you watched Manchester City in those days when Man United were on top of the game, they were fighting. Like, if they did not win that game, they would not have food for their families. That's how much they were fighting to win the game. And that is all we ask. That is all we ask. We know that the team is not, the quality of the team is not good enough. But we need to see you fight for the goddamn badge. That's all. I'll go into more questions. Even Klopp couldn't cope with the situation last season. Yes. No, injuries, especially when you do not have you don't have the backing of like backup players. It is a very hard thing. That says you watch the NBA every goddamn day, my brother. I watch the NBA every day. Every time I have the opportunity, I do. Neji says at Zealous, but Liverpool winning what they got last season. They weren't really. They got butchered last season. Zelia says Varane is good enough. I think we need winners in the club. You are absolutely right, Zelius. I just feel like Varane is not going to be able to give us a full season. And he's not for the future. So why don't we cash in now that he has value for us to be able to build for something better? And I'm not saying we should let all the winners leave our team. Casemiro is also a leader. is also a winner. So that's just one thing. Inesio is coming to Arsenal. Well, that hasn't been confirmed yet. I know Arsenal are looking into him, but it just hasn't been confirmed yet. Um, Zelia says, I 100% think these players are trying, but they just can't cope. But that if that's the case, then it's sad. If that is the case, then it's sad. If these players are giving 100% and they just can't cope, it is sad. It is a sad state of affairs. It is worse than I think. You understand? It is worse than I think. He said there is too much going on around the club. There is. And that is the best thing, or that is why I wanted Sir Jim Ratcliffe to come out and say, Eric Ten Hag is my manager for now and the future until further notice. Just squashing the noise around Eric Ten Hag. Just squashing the noise around Eric Ten Hag. Because if there's one thing you do not do, is let your manager go into last the last the last season of his deal. It's just ludicrous. Um, Zella says, oh no, let me see Neji first. He says Rashford making more than Ashley Young, but Young used to work harder and do more. Well, yeah, Ashley Young was what came out from the Manchester United of Hard Knocks, straight up. Zella says Varane play a role and can be a member of the new CB. Well, that's true. He can be a backup center back. I just feel like if we uh if we want to trust Varane to be the starting center back for Manchester United, he is going to be injured more often than not. Um, so that's just what I think. Al Aless Alessandro Alessandro, yeah, my bad man. Alessandro said who will win the Prem. Um, man, my head is telling me to say Manchester City. My heart is telling me to say Arsenal. Manchester City because they have done it and they have accumulated the best talents in the world put together. My heart, Arsenal because I don't want Manchester City to do the four Premier League in a row. That's what I'll say, Alejandro or Alessandro. Zella says we need a younger centre back to be solid enough in the back to back Varane. But that's the thing, though. I think Varane needs to be this. Well, okay. This is how I'll put it. Um, Everybody understood that Jordan Love was going to take over the position from Aaron Rodgers. But Aaron Rodgers was also reliable enough that he played the season and taught and gave Jordan Love time to get into the system. So we can absolutely do that where Varane is still the starting center back like next season, but there's someone that is in the flanks, kind of um, coming out of um, coming out of the bench to take a position. Um, he says, Neji says nobody wants to go to a dying club. Well, the funny thing about this dying club is that the dying club still dwarfs Arsenal any day. It's as simple as that. The dying club that is a sleeping giant, by the way, still dwarfs Arsenal in every aspect apart from on the pitch. So yeah, we can all say the dying club, blah blah blah, but United still remains United. Um, exactly, Zelius, exactly. When it comes to United's pulling power, it is crazy. And the funny thing about it now is with the new owners and with the new setup and the new structure, you can actually pitch a new project. Man, Zealous, it looks like you're in my head, my guy. It looks like you're in my head because anything that I'm about to say, it looks like you're typing it out first. It looks like you're typing it out first. Ortiz, welcome back, man. Ortiz. Ortiz is another OG of the life. Ortiz, welcome back. Like, one thing that Manchester City was able to do was when they got their owner first, I think he got Robinho into the team, and he started building this whole project for people to see. People started buying into the project. In fact, people bought into the project sometimes thinking that it was Manchester United and not Manchester City. Like the likes of Yaya Toure that said he thought he was going to Manchester United and not going to City. You understand? So he thought that he was going to United and not City. And this is the beauty of Manchester United. Now you have a clean slate. You have the ability for someone to be like, these guys are new in town and they are creating this project. They are creating a new stadium. And I want to be part of that. I want to be the person that takes this new project, this new stadium, to the greatest heights of football. That is the ability and that is the project that you can put in front of players. And if there's something that you want to know in a superstar, where you give a superstar the opportunity to pan 20 years ahead and see the greatness that he has put on, he is excited about it. He is excited about it. So the beauty of what it could happen or what can happen is is the ability for us to sell this project. And if there's one thing that we are doing well is by putting the right people in the right positions. And that is what I'm excited about. But to kind of finish up with the review of Manchester United, um, I don't really love giving people ratings, but today I'm gonna do it regardless. I think even though Onana lost or allowed and conceded 3 goals today, I'm going to give him a 7.5 because I think 5 saves, your ability to assist or to create an opportunity, 27s to 3. I'm telling you, 27 shots to 3. So I'm giving Onana 7.5. So let me know what you guys actually think. Um, what would you rate Andre Onana's performance today? I'm excited to see that. Um, Zella says, I think we are closer to success than we think. Just like what Sir Jim Ratcliffe said. He said he's not going to tell the Manchester United fans 10 years. He's not going to tell Manchester United fans 10 years. He's going to tell them, give us 3 years. Give us 3 years to see what we can do. Hope says, bro, City fan. I am not. I am not a City fan. I'm United, United, United. Yeah, I am not a City fan. No, it is here because um, if you, because I'm right now, what I'm doing is I'm going live on TikTok and I'm going live on YouTube at the same time. So this right here is my thumbnail of the YouTube video. So it's basically City, and right here is a United badge. And basically what you see here is review. So if you guys are done with this TikTok, don't go anywhere. Just make sure you also follow us on YouTube too for the longer versions, kind of in-depth analyses and a lot of things that goes on YouTube. Um, yes, he says, Zealous says, I give Onana a 6. He really tried. Absolutely. When it comes to Manchester United, this game, if I was to give a man of the match for Manchester United, I am giving Andre Onana. It's just simple as that. Um, so Hope says, okay, Manchester United was humbled by Phil today. We were. No argument in that. No argument in that. Um, Sunshine FC says, nah, it's Varane for me. Well, let's go into it. Let's go into it. Zella says, nah, Dalot was man of the match. I love this energy. So now let's go into Diego Dalot. Let's go into Diego Dalot. What is the rating for Diego Dalot? What do you rate Diego Dalot's game was for me? For me, I think Diego Dalot did a good. He played really well. He definitely put Doku in his place. He put him in his pocket. Doku couldn't do nothing in the first half, and I was excited for that. I was happy to see that. Diego Dalot is currently, for me right now, Manchester United's player of the season. Um, Zella says his rating Diego Dalot 7.5. I will give Diego a 7, in my opinion. Let you guys make sure you guys drop your ratings down in the comment too in the chat. Neji says Phil is surpassing Saka. I hate to see it. Absolutely not. Nope. What I think I heard something online yesterday. Someone says, "Will Phil Foden play in Arsenal team?" I don't think so. I just don't think he fits Arsenal's style. But you ask me, is Saka going to play in Manchester City? Man, every day, every day, every day. That was zealous, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate the fire. Every day, Saka gets into Manchester City. The things that Pep Guardiola would do with Saka, off. I can't even imagine. Sunshine says Pep is not playing Saka. Bro, you are ludicrous. If you think that, what? What? Anyway, let's continue. It's your opinion is yours anyway. So we move. Bro, are you telling me? Are you guys saying Saka is not going to make Manchester City's team? What are you talking about? What am I reading right now? What am I reading right now? Saka is a world-class player or knocking at the door of world-class. What are we talking about here? This is one person that is carrying Arsenal. Sunshine, okay, Sunshine. Let's. I'll pause on the rating right now, but I want to see this. Sunshine. Sorry, I do not know your name, but I'm just gonna read out kind of your tag and what you have on there. Name me who you would take ahead of Saka as a right winger in the Prem. I want to see, because maybe I haven't been watching the Premier League this season. Maybe I haven't been watching the Premier League this season, but I want you to name me. I'm not even going to give you. I'm not going to give you any number or anything like that. I want you to just name me players. So he says Salah and Foden. I agree with Salah. Foden doesn't predominantly play the right wing. He doesn't. It's, that's the thing I'm saying. Foden has a free role. He doesn't stick to the right wing. He starts there. Same as Bernardo Silva. Same as Bernardo Silva. Same as Bernardo Silva. It's not a got you moment because you're able to give me two players. I agree with one because Salah is basically the best, or at one point was the best player in my opinion in the world. At one point, um, when it comes to Foden, I still disagree. I think Foden is talented. Foden is free flowing, but Saka, bro, Saka what? Dude has everything. And bear in mind, I don't love Arsenal. Um, Sunshine say he doesn't, and he still plays better than Saka. Well, that's not what I'm saying here. I'm saying a right winger that predominantly plays in the right wing. I need to know who you're putting as a right winger that is ahead of Saka. You said Salah. That's it for me in the whole Premier League. Okay, let's make it a lot easier, right? Let's make it a lot easier. Let's open it up to the entire top five league. I want you guys to give me a right winger that is doing it better than Saka right now. You got me here defending an Arsenal player. What the heck? Jesus. Um, I'm not saying it is. I'm just answering the question. Okay, makes sense. Neji says Foden Palmer gonna become a star at Euro 2024. Watch. Oh man. Oh man. I don't even think Palmer might go to the Euros. Neji says at Diaby, bro. Are you loot? Like, what are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? Diaby has not even broken into. Um, I know. Have not even broken into Aston Villa's team. Diaby is still under. What's his name? Um, this guy from Jamaica. He's still coming off the guy from Jamaica. So let's not talk about Diaby. Neji says Rodrigo. No, I still don't agree with Rodrigo. Great player, not world class. Sunshine says low key would take Olise. Come on, dude. Olise has a high ceiling, but what are we talking about here, man? No, I disagree. I disagree. And maybe this might be a hot take for me, but I disagree. I think I would take Saka over Rodrigo. And by the way, that's a makeshift position for Rodrigo. The right wing, makeshift, because they don't have a right winger. I do. I do watch Madrid. And I know he's playing very well. And I know that Rodrigo, Bellingham, and Vini are literally the people carrying Madrid right now. Or Gillespie too is doing the same, doing good. But I don't exactly. Rodrigo plays more of a 10. He plays, well, predominantly when he is playing his position, he plays more centrally, supporting striker for the most part. Anyway, but let's go into kind of the ratings of Rafael Varane and Johnny Evans. Let's go into the ratings of Rafael Varane and Johnny Evans, guys. Let's drop it. For Rafael Varane, I want you guys to drop me out of 10, 1 to 10, with 6 being the average. Let me know what Rafael Varane gets. Zella says Johnny was solid. He was. He was solid. We were 1-1 when he left the game in the 69th minute. I don't know if we would have lost if he stayed in the game. Sunshine says 8 for both. Neji said 6.5 for who? Neji 6.5 for who? Zella says 6 for Varane, 8 for Johnny. Honestly, I'm going to go with a 7 for both. I think that's a good one because the defense, to me, this game was the best part of our game. They held the game as for as long as they could, and then injury struck. We had to take Evans out. We had to reshuffle the defense, and then all hell broke loose. All right. How about Victor Lindelof as a left back? Victor Lindelof as a left back. How would you guys rate Victor Lindelof as a left back? Neji says, where did Scott go after the second half? I have no idea. He can be going back to Scotland. Who cares? Sunshine says, Victor Lindelof, he's going to rate him a 3. Wow, that's harsh. Neji says a 2. Wow. Zella says, I don't want that brother at my club no more. I'm not going to lie. Victor Lindelof, the Iceman, I do not know what is wrong. I know we brought him back from injury too quick for my liking, but I agree with Zealous. He gets a 4 for me. It wasn't like he did all right at the left back position, but like he let like he pointed at where Foden was going to go. So he knew that Foden wanted to get on his left hand or his left foot and still let him in. There's something that my coach always told me. During the scouting of our teams, during the scouting of the opposition, you scout the player's tendencies. Player is a left-footed player that likes to shoot, doesn't have a great right foot. What do? You show him outside to the flank. You show him outside to the flank. You don't show him inside where he can go to his best foot and then shoot and score the top draw that he scored, because nothing, it was pitch perfect. It was pitch perfect. Neji got it right. That is basic defending 101. Player likes to play on the right hand side. He likes to chop to the right to shoot. Show him his left. In basketball, they will say, oh, the player likes to finish with his left hand. Take out his left. Direct him to traffic on the right hand side. It is basic defending. It is basic understanding about taking away someone's greatest strengths. Now, if you had a player like Santi Cazorla that can go to his left or can go to his right, now you are messed up. You are caught in a rock and a hard place, because what can you do? Well, you can just knock his ankles and he gets injured. That's the only thing you could do. That's a joke. I'm not wishing injury on anybody, so pardon me, Arsenal fans. So let's go into the midfield. Neji says Doku is the easiest player to defend because he will always shift to his left when he dribbles. Well, of course he does this and and then he just sits in one place. But I'm sure they're going to get it out of his game. Pep Guardiola is good at getting those kind of things out of his game, out of people's games, and making you more effective about moving around and getting you into the right positions. And that is one thing that I would say he's going to be a top player in the future. Now let's go into the midfield. Everybody rate Casemiro. Great Casemiro. In my opinion, I'm giving Casemiro a 5. He did not do it for me today. Did not do it for me at all today. You guys rate Casemiro, man. Rate Casemiro in the chat. Rate Casemiro in the chat. I want to see something. That's what I'll rate Casemiro anyway. I'll rate Casemiro a 5. I feel like he let so many things happen. His pass to Amrabat was a bad pass. His pass to Amrabat was a bad pass, so that led Amrabat to lose the ball, and of course led to Haaland scoring his goal. There's so many things that he did today that did not really sit well with me. He just looks out of fitness. He can't catch up to other players anymore. There's a little bit of a heaviness going on. I don't understand. I don't know. Neji says not the Madrid Casemiro. I know. I say three. Understandable. So the average we're looking at Casemiro getting a 4.4. Um, yeah. So I'll agree with that. Honestly, I'll agree with that. I don't want to go too deep into it, but I'll agree with that. How about we move to the next player, Kobe, the Phenom Mano. What are we going to be rating Kobe Mano? I think Kobe Mano did okay. His first debut. Um, he has a long way to go. Honestly, he shouldn't even be playing in derbies like this. I think he's too young and too well. He's experienced in the way he moves, but I think he just wasn't ready. He just wasn't ready for today. The game did not come to him, and he did not open his body up for kind of dominating the midfield. He just did his job, all he could do. Um, Neji says one, he wasn't ready. Honestly, that is a little harsh. That is a little harsh, but it's actually your opinion, so I can't hate on it. Um, I can't hate on it whatsoever. Um, Zealous says he can never do no wrong in my eyes till he's like 22. Dude is absolutely amazing. His talent, amazing. Zealous says he's gonna give him 7. Come on, man. We are reacting to the game, Zealous, not reacting to the potential of what he could be. Because I know one thing that I believe is Kobe Manu could be a player that consistently gives us a 7.5 every game. But we need to manage him right. That's the key thing. Playing him in such a big game, playing him because we do not have anyone else to play, playing him in every game, it doesn't do the player justice. I understand that he is such a talent that the more he plays, the more we realize and the more we see out of Kobe Manu. But I still believe, like, for a young player, he's 18 years of age. Dude can't even buy cigarettes in some places. He can't buy no liquor. He can't buy no liquor. Zena says that true ball to Garnacho. Oh, that was cold. That was cold. But you remember the true ball to Rashford too? That was a little bit overhit. You understand? So he still has some places, some plays or some places in his game that he needs to grow a little bit. Like that ball, if he had played it well or played it in the right tempo, Rashford could have met that ball and be right in front of Edison. All those things are part of the game. It's growing pains. Is okay. I understand. Next time I'm gonna. It's a learning curve. Exactly. That's the word. That's the word. It's a learning curve, and that's why I say, do not put too much pressure on him where he gets bad habits. You understand? Where he starts cultivating bad habits. And when you cultivate bad habits at this stage, those habits stay with you for the rest of your career. And we do not want that. We want this boy to become the best of the best that we can produce. The best of the best that we can produce. Junior, welcome, man. Welcome. I see you in the chat. I see you in the chat. Zia says, that's why I say he's literally perfect in my eyes. I can't argue with that, my man. I can't argue with that. Yarite said, Yarite said, Yarite said. Absolutely. Manchester is still red, no matter what. No matter if we lose, no matter if we win, United is red. Always. Um, so yeah, that's the thing. So now we are talking about Bruno Fernandes. We're talking about Bruno Fernandes. Let's talk about Bruno Fernandes. Let's rate Bruno Fernandes. Um, Neji says, I think United will play good with the Madrid system. The off false nine system. That would be a good one. That would be a good one. I felt like he needed to do this. Like the game he played today was very compact defensively, and I think he just needs to do play that kind of game. Stack the midfield so much that that no one has the ability to break us through. But I know then you have the problem of Rasmus Hoyland. All those things are understandable. So we have to figure it out. Um, Zella says, I hope the club can manage him to at least 70%. No, I think the club with these new guys coming, they need to get. Oh, ooh, they are getting the guy. I've not seen him sign yet, so bear in mind. But they are getting Manchester City's academy guy before, the guy that was in charge of the academy. So he's coming. He was in Southampton, and hopefully Manchester United can get him to come into the fold. That will be a perfect match. That will be someone that can say, hey, player development is a key thing. We need to absolutely get this thing right. Absolutely. The first time we need to get it right. United Fredo says, one day hopefully we become good. I pray Ineos only focus on the midfield. This summer we can't hold the ball. That's a key. That is one of the key problems that we have. Our midfield honestly cannot hold the ball to save their lives. We can't hold the ball, and we do not even play in a way that we can hold the ball. We don't play in a way that we can hold the ball. We play in a very attacking transition style. So the moment you get the ball, it's like everybody wants to go. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't. Um, Zilla says, are you Ten Hag in? I am Ten Hag in. I am Ten Hag in still. I don't think it's the right thing to do to sack the manager. Actually, just coming into the team, actually 2 years in, I think we are going to just be repeating a cycle that has not worked for us. I think Eric Ten Hag, with what I saw in Ajax, I hate to bring Ajax back into the fold, but with what I saw Eric Ten Hag play at Ajax, he can do it. He can do it. I understand. Like he said in the start of the season, he says, I'm not going to be giving you Ajax because we do not have Ajax players. I'm going to be giving you old Manchester United and Gegen transition. Transition all the time. That is because of the likes of Rashford, because of the likes of Bruno, because of the likes of Luke Shaw, players that when it comes to technicality of holding the ball, they're not the best. But when it comes to quick passes, boom boom, go to score, that is their forte. That is their forte. So if Ineos can just settle down and say, hey, from today onward, we are going to be playing a new brand of football. Manchester United's DNA is going to be talked about or is going to be molded in this shape. And we want you to start it. I think Eric Ten Hag can give us that. Um, Zella says, I think he's good enough. I think so too. I 100% agree. Neji says, Sancho would be useful today. Freak no. I was about to cost, but I don't want him back in my team or my club. I think he has disrespected everything that I hold dear as a Manchester United fan. He's out. I don't know. I don't care how good he is because when he was coming, I lost my mind. I was so excited for Jadon Sancho to be a player of Manchester United. But what he did to a manager of Manchester United, I'm not condoling that culture at all. Um, United Alfredo says Ineos won't let him stay ahead on Twitter. Absolutely, I 100% agree. Ineos should not let that kind of person play, no matter what. Even if there's a new coach coming in, even if Ineos fires Eric Ten Hag, Jadon Sancho should not be available to play for the next manager. United Federal says Bruno is a hoofball merchant. Bruno is a player that tries to get the killer pass no matter where he is. No matter if he's at the back of our own net or he's back in the dressing room, he wants to find the killer pass. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's the wrong opportunity, it's the wrong time, is you're inviting more pressure on us because you give the ball away too quickly. All those things are part of the game that he's not thinking of yet, or they not, let me not say he's not thinking of, it's not being insinuated or it's not being pushed down for them to understand. Zelia said, people keep saying, guys, give me 1 second, I'm trying to catch up with you guys. Keep saying he should leave, but the people are forgetting the available managers are not good. Absolutely, absolutely not. I do not want any available manager right now. If I hear the word Graham Potter, I might throw up in my mouth. I do not want that dude near my club. I'm sorry, but no. The club is going. The club swallows the biggest of managers. The club swallows the biggest of managers, and now you're giving me a manager that could not handle Chelsea. Please no. Zella says I heard someone say Conte. Oh my God, we need a unifier. We need somebody to unify Manchester United and unify the fans and unify the club. Conte is going to break us into two. Five in the back. I don't understand Neji. United Fredo says hopefully Ineos will want us to play possession football. I hope so. I hope so. Aviator Pilot says Inzaghi in. My God. My God. Are we watching what he's doing at, is it Inter Milan? What? What? He's winning the league, yes, but the football, what are we talking about here? Like, where did the standards go for you being able to manage Manchester United? I don't think he's ready. I think he needs to do it in Serie A for at least 2 years for me to be like, okay, cool. Mine is Neil Guzman is good. He would play possession football with him, with new players. Now Guzman is not good. I don't think he's good enough. He went to a big team and lost it. Like, we need to be able to look back at these people's resume. You can't take, like, I'm an architect, right? I can't take my architectural resume and go into an engineering firm, or let me not even say an engineering firm, or go to a hospital and say, hey, I want to be director of surgery. What? It doesn't. This guy lost his big opportunity. He failed in his big opportunity, and he's failing right now at Germany. Like, what are we talking about, man? Neji says, okay, he's talking to Alfredo. He's talking to Neji. Zilla says, I'm convinced that the fans just want free dopamine with a new manager. Everybody at this point, we are looking for the new manager bounce as fans. We shouldn't be looking for that. We should be looking for continuity. Continuity. We should be looking for the Denver Nuggets. That is the kind of standard that we want. Neji says at this time United don't even have a standard. Well, I disagree. I disagree. Alfredo says he was sacked wrongfully. Wrongfully, rightfully, he was sacked. He was sacked. The rumors that came out was that his girlfriend was leaking details to the press. One thing that we honestly have to understand is there's a reason why Sir Alex would always ask a player, how is your love life? Because the stability of your love life would describe how you will be focused for Manchester United. That is a good glimpse of how you can tell the quality or the character of a player. And you basically got fired, allegedly, because of something that your girl did. I don't want that. That's drama that I can't have. In England, bro, much, Marcus Rashford went to a party in Belfast and England press cut it up. In Belfast. What? Come on, they will chew him out. They will chew him up and okay, I was about to say swallow, but that is not the kind of show we are having right now. They will be wanting. Zella says they will be wanting the next one in the next 2 seasons. Exactly, the cycle continues. That's the problem that I'm trying to stay away from. Um, Zella says they don't want a rebuild, just a new toy. Makes sense to me. That's what it has looked like so far. So when can we play good football again, bro? I'm tired. Pilot, man. Okay, let me use so you're an aviator pilot, right? Um, when you are about to take off, right? When you are about to take off, you go into the runway, you come in and you angle it to the straight runway. See, straight runway, and then you start picking up speed. You start picking up speed. You start picking up speed, and if everything goes right, you have a takeoff. You understand? Now, if you're picking up speed and your tires deflate, what happens? You have to go back to the hangar because you can't fly with a lot of injuries to the plane. Same thing. Manchester United play a lot better football when we have the whole squad together. Why? Because a lot of things that Eric Ten Hag wants to do with his team depends on the players that are out injured. It's as simple as that. Majority of our spine is on the doctor's bench. So how do you expect us to play the same football? Just pan back to last season, Liverpool. Liverpool was a shell of itself. It was a shell of itself. But then they got their players back. They got it back up, and then he realized it is time for me to start bringing academy players in. And that is what you're seeing today. That is what you're seeing today. All right, let me go into the next questions. Say, I'm telling you, if we got now Guzman, we will, we will dominate football. Just saying, Ten Hag is overrated. Everyone has their own opinions, and it's okay. It's absolutely fine. I was also excited about Niles Guzman to come to United, but he chose to go to Bayern Munich. And so I said, okay, better. Let me watch him. Maybe he's the future. Maybe he's the future. But to me, he's not. Um, we will be back sooner than you think. I hope so. Aside the Chelsea game, I have not enjoyed any football game this season. I understand. Same thing with me. It's a very tough watch to watch Manchester United today. No joke, since I have been a United fan since 2017, we have played our best football under Ole. To be frank with you, that is true. To be honestly frank, it was a lot free flowing, but he gave them a lot freedom to do a lot of things. It was the players doing the things themselves. Um, so we go into, it says my heart beats when watching Manchester United. I think I gotta quit watching this team play, bro. I would say I I'm I'm puzzled to say don't stop because you love Manchester United, but I know how my heart beats too. So the blood pressure, not doing it, not doing the bro. It's not good. United have heard said Ten Hag got 400 million with all the wrong players. It's not all the wrong players. It's not all the wrong players. It's not all the wrong players. Oh, Zealous is out here explaining it. He said, okay, break down the 400 million. He got Anthony. The club overpaid. Why did the club overpay? He told them to get Anthony. The start of the season or the start of the summer, they were dragging their feet. Ajax told them, if you do not pay the 50 million that we want, he is going to be off the market when the season starts. And then we lose 2 games. The clubs panic and went back to say, hey, we want Anthony. They were like, well, you got to give us 80 million. And the club succumbed to it. That's the problem. It's not Eric Ten Hag's fault. He got Malasia injured. Facts. That one is not even meant to be argued. It's straight up. Licher injured. Mason Mount injured. Holland injured. Man, Zealous is talking game right now. He is spitting facts right now. He is spitting facts right now. Casemiro wasn't his choice. Facts. Then the rest are loans. Factos, my brother. Facts. Facts. Now you're absolutely spitting facts right now. And if you had the opportunity to even come on live, I would be open to letting you come out here so we can discuss because bro, you're speaking straight up game right now. We need to get a new negotiator. We have one. Do you know who our CEO is? Our CEO is Oman Berrada. This is the same person that did the negotiations for Barcelona when Barcelona had Messi and everybody before he left, and then they started doing madness with Griezmann. This is the same person that was the negotiator for Manchester City. Come on now. We got a new negotiator, and he is shrewd. He is shrewd. United Fredo says, bro, he will do a different job at United. I hope not. I know he's not going to be, being that he's the CEO, he's not going to be at every negotiation. But I hope he puts in someone that has the same ability because he said it, and I'm going to not quote him here. Don't quote me on it. I'm going to misquote him, sorry. He said, we only pay for players what we see as the player's worth. We are not going to overplay because he was the same person that was doing the negotiations for Harry Maguire. And when Harry Maguire's fee went to 80 million or something like that, he was like, fuck no. We are paying 50 million for Harry Maguire. Take it or leave it. Leicester City says, well, we're going to take Manchester United's offer. And he left it. And guess what he did the next time? He went right back and says, hey, Diaz, I need you. Come here. Boom. Generational defender. Generational defender. Zella says, maybe next time. I'm kind of busy. Well, my brother, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. You're rocking it in the chat, so that's absolutely fine with me. United Further says he will do a different job at United. I hope not. I can't wait until the summer to see Ineos cook for us. I hope so. I hope so. I really do. Hopefully this history of overpaying stops. It's not even hopefully. If we do not stop overpaying, we are going to keep on falling in this mess. We are going to keep on falling in this mess. I think we need to put a cap on how much people can make, a cap on on the age wise, a cap on so many things. So many things. We need to put a cap on the age that we get from the transfer market. We need to put a cap on the amount of wages that we can pay. We need to put a cap on the amount of signing bonuses. We need to put a cap on the amount of so many things. Junior says there is going to be light at the end of the tunnel. There has to be. They have to be. If not, this is going to be a long life for Manchester United players. A long life. Guys, make sure you guys keep on liking. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys are following. Make sure you guys are subscribing to both the TikTok and the YouTube. So make sure you guys do that, please. It helps us out big time. It helps us out big time. That is what destroyed Barca. Absolutely spot on. Spot on. Spot on. If we overpay, hopefully it's once in a while and for a very good player. Do not overpay. Don't. See, the thing about football players is if your team is winning, great players would want to come play for you. If your team is winning, great players will want to come play for you. It's as simple as that. And if your team is winning, so bear in mind, this is what usually happens, right? If you win a league, you get a huge chunk of a bonus for winning a trophy. If Manchester United understands, instead of giving players heavy wages, put those wages in those, if you win column, you understand? Negotiate where the wages are not as huge of a chunk. Instead of giving someone 350,000 per week in wages, give that person 200,000 in week in wages. But then I take that 115 and put it as an extra. If you win the Premier League, we are going to give you the accumulation of that season's 115 in that bonus. Boy, everybody is playing for a bonus. I want you guys to understand, I watch a lot of sport, right? In American football, there's this player called Chris Jones. Chris Jones needed one sack to get $4 million. He needed one sack to get $4 million. He needed to sack the quarterback once. One more time. He needed to sack the quarterback one more time in the regular season, and they had one last game. Chris Jones broke so many tackles. He broke so many. Bro, he already dominates. But that game, I've never seen him affect a game that well. Just for that one sack. And when he got that one sack, he left the pitch. Because the game really was meaningless. It did not have any meaning. So take this chunk and put it on the back end. Win the Premier League, and I give you everything in that bonus. Now watch how these players will fight. Junior says, bro, Eric better be listening, bro. Is literally doing the opposite. That's the problem. And I don't blame Eric for our bad buys. I don't blame Eric for our bad negotiation skills. Eric Ten Hag is a manager that tells you, this is the player, this is the kind of player I want. He gives you a name, basically an archetype. You go and execute. You go and find the player. Exactly. Eric is not in charge of negotiations. In fact, he's not even in charge of buying the players. He's not even in charge of deciding that that is the player we are going for. Do you understand? Like, he gave them an archetype of Anthony. There's so many players like Anthony. There's so many players that can do what Anthony can do. You could have gone to Barcelona and says, hey, I know you guys have Yamal, so how about you give me Rafinha? In this case, Rafinha is bigger, is faster, and his left foot is lethal. Boom, you found someone is going to be cheaper than Anthony. Or you can go to Atletico Bilbao and say, hey, I need Nico. Boom. Or you can go to Crystal Palace and say, I need Olise. At that time, he hadn't signed his deal yet. Boom. 40 million. Boom. 35 million. Or you could even go to Everton and say, Jack Morrison, I would take you. You understand? Like, I understand Jack Morrison might be out there. It might be an outlier. But Jack Morrison is a hard-working player. He is a hard-working player. And at this stage in Manchester United, you need a balance of people that are busting a gut and of people with talent. United Freedom, thanks for following, man. I appreciate that. That's what you need. You need that. You need the Gary Nevilles when you have the Eric Cantona. You understand? You need the Nicky Butt when you have the David Beckham. You need the Dwight York when you have the Van Nistelrooy. That's what you need. That's how you build a team that both has the cojones to fight for every single thing and also the techers to glare off everyone. Soccer Star, what's good? How you doing? Thank you for following, or thank you for coming into the chat. Let me know what you think about the conversations. So that's it. For YouTube, I hope you have enjoyed the preview that we are absolutely rocking today. And if you want to continue the live with me, make sure you transfer over to the TikTok page. We are going to continue the live on TikTok. Make sure you join us over at TikTok, okay? Thanks. Peace for you guys on YouTube.